This is the story of Henry. He was born in a perfectly normal American suburb. 2 parents, a dog, a nice backyard, and a bedroom full of toys. From the outside, his childhood looked fine. Actually, it looked great. But by the time Henry turned 30, he hadn't spoken to his parents in 3 years. He'd been fired from 2 jobs, gone through a divorce, and was sitting in a therapist's office trying to figure out where it all went wrong. The answer? It started when he was 5. And the worst part? His parents never did anything that felt wrong. They thought they were doing everything right. This is Henry's story. Stay with us till the end, because we're giving you something at the close of this video that parenting coaches charge $500 for completely free. Don't miss it. Now, before we get into it, this isn't a story about bad people. Henry's parents loved him. They worked hard for him. They sacrificed for him. But in America, there are certain parenting habits so deeply baked into the culture that nobody questions them. Nobody sees the damage until it's already done. So let's follow Henry from age 5 all the way to 30 and watch exactly how it happens. Age 5, the iPad. Henry is 5 years old. His mom is exhausted. She's working full-time, managing the house, cooking dinner, answering emails. She loves Henry more than anything in the world. But right now, she needs 30 minutes of quiet. So she hands him the iPad. Henry discovers YouTube, then games, then more YouTube. It keeps him quiet. It keeps him happy. And honestly, it keeps him learning. Or at least that's what the colorful educational thumbnails suggest. By age 7, Henry is averaging 4 hours of screen time a day. By age 9, it's closer to 6. His parents don't worry much. Every kid they know is the same way. It's just how childhood is now. But here's what's quietly happening inside Henry's brain during all of this. A 2023 study from the National Institutes of Health found that children with high daily screen time showed measurably lower development in the areas of the brain responsible for critical thinking, impulse control, and emotional regulation. Henry isn't learning how to be bored. He isn't learning how to sit with discomfort. He isn't learning how to entertain himself, hold a conversation, or handle silence. Every time life gets slightly hard, there's a screen to escape into. He just doesn't know yet how much he'll rely on that escape later. Age 8, the trophy. Henry joins a soccer team. He's not very good. His team loses most of their games. But at the end of the season, every kid on every team gets a trophy. Henry gets his, puts it on his shelf, and feels great. His parents cheer. They post the photos. They tell him he was amazing. The next year, same thing. And the year after that. At school, Henry's teacher uses a system where nobody really fails. His parents celebrate every report card regardless of what's on it. "We're so proud of you no matter what," they say. And they genuinely mean it. Here's the problem, though. Stanford psychologist Carol Dweck spent decades studying this exact pattern. Her research found that children who are praised for outcomes they didn't truly earn develop what she calls a fixed mindset. They start to believe their worth is tied to performance. And when the world eventually stops handing them trophies, which it absolutely will, they have no idea how to cope. Henry is 8 years old and already learning that he is supposed to be celebrated just for showing up. Nobody is telling him yet what happens when the world disagrees. Quick reminder, stick with us till the end. We're handing you a $500 tip from our specialist consultations, completely free. You don't want to miss it. Age 12, the argument. Henry is 12. He comes home from school furious. A kid in his class said something cruel about him in front of everyone. He storms into the kitchen, slams his bag down, and starts venting. His dad looks up from his phone. "Relax, it's not a big deal. Just ignore him." His mom adds, "You're so sensitive, Henry. You need to toughen up." Henry goes to his room. He doesn't bring it up again. This becomes a pattern. Every time Henry feels something strongly, anger, sadness, fear, embarrassment, he's told directly or indirectly that his feelings are too much, too dramatic, too sensitive. Clinical psychologist Dr. Marsha Linehan found that chronic emotional invalidation, being repeatedly told that your feelings are wrong or excessive, is one of the leading environmental causes of emotional dysregulation in adults. Kids who grow up this way don't learn to manage their emotions. They learn to hide them. Henry doesn't fall apart at 12. He does something more dangerous. He gets very good at seeming fine. And he learns something that will quietly poison every close relationship he'll ever have, that feelings are a burden, and the safest thing to do with them is bury them deep. Age 15. The grades. Henry is 15, and his grades are slipping. He's not unintelligent. He's just checked out. School feels pointless. His mind wanders constantly, and there's always something more stimulating on his phone. His parents panic. His dad emails the teacher. His mom calls the principal when Henry gets a detention she thinks is unfair. They hire a tutor. They ask for extra credit. They fight his battles, quietly, efficiently, and with complete love. Henry watches all of it happen around him. And without anyone intending it, he learns something that will follow him into every job, every relationship, every challenge he ever faces as an adult. When things go wrong, someone else will fix it. A 2019 study from Florida State University found that teenagers with over-involved, problem-solving parents showed significantly higher rates of anxiety and a reduced ability to initiate action on their own. Not because they were lazy or weak, but because they were genuinely never allowed to practice solving anything themselves. Henry never fails a class. His parents make sure of that. But he also never learns how to fail and get back up. We're halfway through Henry's story. The tip at the end is worth every second. Keep watching. Age 18, college. Henry goes to college. His parents chose it. Good school, safe distance from home, solid reputation. Henry had wanted to study graphic design. His dad said that wasn't practical. Study business. You can always do art on the side. Henry didn't argue. He never really learned how to. So Henry studies business. And for the first time in his life, there is no one to call his professors, no one to fight his battles, no one to make sure things go smoothly. He doesn't know how to advocate for himself. He never had to. He doesn't know how to handle a bad grade without spiraling. He was never taught that failure is survivable. He doesn't know how to sit in discomfort without reaching for his phone, his oldest, most reliable escape. By sophomore year, Henry is anxious, disengaged, and drinking more than he should. Not dramatically, just enough to take the edge off. Just enough to feel okay. His parents visit on Parents' Weekend. He tells them everything is fine. He's gotten very good at that. Age 24. The job. Henry graduates, gets a job in marketing. It pays okay. It's fine. His first performance review includes some critical feedback. His manager says he's talented, but needs to take more initiative, handle pressure better, and be more open to feedback. Henry spirals for a week. He tells his girlfriend his manager is out to get him. He starts calling in sick on days he knows will be stressful. 3 months later, he's let go. He calls his mom. She tells him his manager was probably threatened by him. His dad says the company didn't deserve him anyway. Henry believes them. It's easier than the alternative. He gets another job. The same pattern plays out 18 months later. He's 26 now, quietly sensing the problem might be him, but not ready to look too closely. Almost there. Henry's hardest moment is next, and right after, the $500 tip we promised. Stay with us. Age 28. The divorce. Henry gets married at 26. He loves his wife. He genuinely does. But Henry doesn't know how to talk about what he's feeling. He learned at age 12 that feelings are a burden. So when things get hard in the marriage, he goes quiet. When she tries to reach him emotionally, he deflects. When she's upset, he doesn't know what to do because nobody ever modeled it for him. She tells him she feels completely alone, even when he's in the same room. He doesn't understand what she means. He's right there. They try counseling. The therapist asks Henry what he's feeling. He says he's fine. She asks what he needs from the marriage. He says he doesn't know. He genuinely doesn't know. They divorce at 28. It's quiet and sad, and nobody really fights. There's just nothing left to fight for. Henry moves into an apartment by himself. It has a very big TV. Age 30. The therapist's office. Henry is 30. He's sitting across from a therapist for the first time. She asks him about his childhood. He says it was fine, normal, good, actually. His parents worked really hard for him. She asks if he was ever allowed to fail growing up. He thinks about it for a long time. She asks if his feelings were taken seriously when he was a kid. He doesn't answer right away. She asks what he wanted to be when he was young. A graphic designer, he says. And then he laughs a little, like it's an old joke that was never really funny. It takes Henry 2 more years in that therapist's office to understand what happened to him. Not abuse, not neglect, nothing dramatic, just a very American kind of parenting. One that kept him comfortable, protected, praised, and quietly emotionally starved. His parents never meant to hurt him. They just never knew they were. The $500 tip. Okay, you stayed. So here it is, the $500 tip. The single most important thing our child specialist told us, the insight parenting coaches charge hundreds of dollars to deliver, is this. Your child doesn't need a perfect parent. They need a present one. Emotionally available, curious about who they are, willing to let them fail in small ways so they can grow. That's it. Every expert we consulted came back to that same idea every single time. Now here's something we want you to think about. The biggest investment of your life isn't your house or your savings. It's your kids. You pour everything, your money, your time, your heart, into raising another human being. And yet there is no institution, no free community, no practical support system that gives parents honest, research-backed guidance on how to actually do it right. Until now. We spent months studying the research and consulting child development specialists and therapists who work with kids every day. And we're putting everything we learn right here, every week, completely free. No course, no seminar, no fees. Just us doing the work for you. So here's all we ask. Promise us 10 to 15 minutes a day. One video, one insight. Because that small daily investment in awareness is worth more to your child's future than any toy, tutor, or trophy you could ever give them. Subscribe, hit the bell, and show up for your kids, starting right here. Henry's story ends at 30 in a therapist's office.